everyone, welcome back. It's Angela, ready to give you another little video to go into your journal. Well, today I've had fun with an oldie but goodie, so I thought I would share that with you today. I've opened up my journal with the signature, and I've gone into the cream page here, which is just after that music page with the hair. So I put this little pocket one-page little project over here, and isn't it cute? So I've added some lovely music ribbon there because it is the melodies of nature. To think about that, I've added a little tag over there with a squirrel, and then I've added this little one with a fox. The beauty you seek is already around you, and isn't that true? Just add a little bit of ribbon and stuck it in a little loop on the back there. So that's all. Sorry for all the noise going on here. Made a little collage, and I'll show you how I do that now. Added some little bits from the Ultimate Bundle and a little bit of ivy and a little beetle there. Pause and listen. There you go. So that's what we're doing today, and it's a nice flat one. And it's going to go just there opposite this lovely butterfly page. So yeah, a really nice project, and of course this can go in any journal theme, and a great one to use for any theme as well. Nice and flat, that's what I say. Okay, so I will stick that down. In the other signature, it's the same. So just after the little otters, we've got this cream music sheet lace page, and it's opposite this very old wheelbarrow. We're going to make our one for today. All right, let me show you which pages I used for this. So I have used for this first one that I've just shown you, I've used this butterfly page. Now don't panic, those of you that haven't got printers or don't have the ability to do that, that's fine. I'll talk you through it. I did print this beautiful fleurs, old French roses on the back. All right, so that's what I've done. But there's an easy way to do this if you're not able to print on the back. Okay, so it's not a crisis. I will explain. So that's that one. And the one we're going to do now is one of the actual journal pages itself. I've taken one of those, and on the back I've put the bramble page. I call this the bramble page. All right, so that's what we're doing. Now I've made this one, so you'll see exactly now how we're going to do it. I've taken it somewhere. I had the whole piece cut out here. Right, so I have got this piece already. I have made a few trims, as you can see, slightly narrow, etc., so that we're all working on the same page, literally size-wise. All right, so those are your designs, and I just need you to cut out a few things. So the first thing I need you to cut out, let me get my little piece of paper, is I have made this 7 inches high. And you can see where I've cut it. If I turn it over that way, I've taken a little bit here off the jug, and I first measured just above the robin's head, okay, and then I took the rest off there. That's how I did it. So here to here is 7 inches, that's 18 centimeters. All right, and then I've trimmed mine to 11 inches because I have an A4. If you've got a US size, then it is already 11 inches. Okay, that's 27.9 centimeters. All right, so I've just taken off a little bit there and a little bit there. Okay, not a crisis. So that's what you need to do. Then what we need to do is, I did score this. All right, now that's the second part here. So I've made 2 score marks. You don't need a scoreboard to do that. I didn't use a scoreboard, but what I have done is I've measured here 3 5/8 of an inch from the left, okay, and then again from the left measure 7 1/4 inches. 3 5/8 score a line, 7 1/4 inches score a line. That is in centimeters 9.3, make a little mark, score a line, and from the beginning again 18.5 centimeters and score. All right, so that's all you need to do. Now one little thing left to do is I just want you to take the two corners of the width and just squeeze it there so that you've got a little mark. All right, so you've got that there, and just so that I can see it and you can see it, I'm just drawing a pencil mark there. All right, then what you need to do, you've got your first score line, here's your second score line. I want to match this point with this point. Okay, so we're going to the edge of that score line there, and the mark that we made, which is the middle of our page, we're just going to draw a line like that. All right, now you can take your scissors and cut along that line. I'm going to use my knife. I just prefer it to use a pair of scissors if you prefer that, and then just trim that off. All right, now you've got this piece here, don't throw it away, we're going to use it. Okay, and now we've got these 3 panels here. Now I can't remember how I zigzag this but you can do it either way you want. I think we'll start with that there, and we'll fold our line, just match it with the base there at the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to move that one again back here. The secret is to keep it on the base there. All right, so that's what you've got. You've either got that, or you can have it the other way with that side there like that. You can do that as well. All right, but I'm going to go with this. So I've got Paris and I've got the bramble sticking through. Now remember I said to you, if you don't have the ability to print on the underside, or you've got a printed kit from me, all you really need to do is cut out a piece to stick on to that on your single-sided sheet of journal page. All right, so you just take your sheet of paper in your background kit, trace out a triangle there, and then you're going to cut a piece like I've, at least yours will be the right way up, where mine's going to be upside down, but that's just how it is, and we're going to cover most of it anyway. That bit's going to go on the bottom there. All right, so let's start gluing a few things down. Now I know we're covering a lot of it, but that's okay. Now I'm not going to distress any of the edges yet, because I'm going to get some lace on here. So I'm going to first start with gluing the edges that I need closed, so there and here. All right, so there we go, there's our first 2, and then the other one is along here. We got that up, and I would do it on this side so you don't go too high with the glue. Now you could actually not glue this section and put little note papers in there if you wanted to, and have that like a little journaling spot. Could do that, like tea stand paper. There are options with this, so you know. Right, so we've got a pocket there and our pocket there, and we're going to make a pocket at the bottom here. So you want to just line that up with the edges there, and in fact I'm going to glue it. So I'm going to glue this there and along the bottom here for the minute. Just get that squashed. Right, and then we'll just turn that over. Use your bone folder. Should be a score mark there, but and you can just get that over the page, or you can cut it off. Because I'm going to stick this down to the page, I'm just going to get the glue all over the side there. Right. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 pockets now. You could have a side pocket as well if you wanted. Okay, at this point I'm just going to go along the edges here, really, like that. All right, so far so good. Now I'm going to take the cream lace. I used the blue on there. You can use the green if you want, but I thought I didn't want too much green, so I'm going to get this stuck on over here. All right, so let's do that. This is quite a time-consuming job, so I'll probably fast forward it after I've just talked you through the first one here. Right, so we get glue all over there. I'm going to do this slightly off the edge because I need to angle the lace, and then I want to just get that stuck on all the way down. I need my other scissors. Okay, and then we are going to cut that off and cut that off. All right. Now what I do like to do is I do like to just put a little bit of glue on the edge of the lace, just so that it's not going to unravel later on down the track, and that will just dry. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lace and I lift that bit up with my bone folder and tuck it in there, yeah, to the edge. I'm going to do there, and I'm going to do the top. All right, so you can see me doing it as I will fast forward this. Okay, so we've got all the lace on. There we go, and I've glued the little edges as well, so that's all done. Oh, somebody asked me, I think it was Anne, about my scissors. These are the scissors that I use, the Tim Holtz little tonic scissors. They are my Amazon favorites. These are amazing for fussy cuts. I've had them for quite a few years now. And then this pair, I think this is called a sewing scissors or something, also Tim Holtz tonic. This is a 6-inch pair of scissors, and these are just these are called snips, I think. These are the two that I use. Amazing. I do have another one. Also, same thing. These are great for snipping as well, but they've got this which helps with my hands when my hands are paining. So yeah, but I mostly use the others. All right, there we go. Now let's do some decoration. So I've got a couple of bits here. Now in my kit I've got a lot of leaves, a lot of greenery, a lot of flowers, so you don't have to use die cuts. You've got everything that you pretty much need. All right, so just want to grab that as well so I don't forget. This is what I've done here. I've got a bit of ivy. This is a die cut, but there is an ivy cut out in my kit. I'm going to put that on the bottom at the end. I've got one of the little autumnal sort of oak leaf. I've got Nature's Embrace. This is from the kit, and I'm going to stick this on first on the left hand side here. Gosh, the kids are screaming. They're on holiday still, driving me mad. Okay, so I've got this die cut. I'm going to trim it off. I don't want it to go beyond the lace, so I'm going to trim it off there. Then I've got this little soft yellow one, so I'm going to angle that like that and that there. So one's going that way, one's going that way. All right, let's get those stuck on, and whatever's left we will trim off the edges, so you don't have to use the whole thing. That's the joy of this craft. You can do what you want. So don't think, oh, that one's too long. Trim it down, use a piece of it. You know, it doesn't have to be mine either. Use what you have, guys. That's what I encourage you to do. So we've got this little bluebell one. Then we've got this little yellow one, which I don't know what it is, but it's a thing. A flowery, wild flowery thing. Maybe it's those ones you blow all the, you know, when you make a wish as a kid. Those ones that are very fluffy. That's what it looks like to me. Alright, so we'll get this one angled that way. Oh, it went higher than I planned, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got either side. Then I've got this little fussy cut from my kit. Okay, so this is snow, is it snowdrops? I think it's snowdrops. It's meant to be snowdrop. Okie doke, so that can go here. So you've got these other flowers sticking out either side, and I haven't quite stuck that one down yet because I'm going to tuck the leaf underneath, and I'm just going to put glue on the bottom half of it. Just remember, you don't have to stop at the edge of the page. We're going to stick it onto a page, so that's all good. Right, so we want that there. Here we go. And then we're going to stick our ivy on. I'll just trim those off. Okay. So this ivy is perfect for this. I've got ivy at the bottom of my garden along the hedge fence, and it takes over. I've got to keep it in control. Well, actually, nothing's taking over down at the moment because the garden is so dry. We were meant to have rain today. I was getting so excited. It didn't happen. We haven't had rain for months. I never thought I'd say that living here. Right. Now, just taken one of my small rose petals. This is one I had from long ago. I want to get that stuck. Let's see. Just there. And I'm using one of the little daisies from the kit. Came with the ultimate bundle. Still have a few of those if you're interested. Oh, let's get that on. Maybe a little clip just to grip it on in place. And then one of the little gold daisy flowers. Okay, I love a new bottle of glue. It always works a lot better, doesn't it? Right. Okie dokie. So that's everything for that. Is it? Oh, I didn't put the little beetle on. Hang on a minute. Dogs are looking at me now. Right, so I got a little yellow one. Let's take this. Hands are full of glue. Gosh, what's going on? Okie dokie. And then I'm just going to put it right here. I think that just finishes it off. Right, so we've got everything there. Those are drying, those edges with the glue. Perfect. And we'll take this off now. And now we put in the little bits. So here I've stuck on a little piece of a loop. I've just made a loop, stuck it on the back there. Take time to notice the beauty growing quietly around you. Love that. And then one of the little robin tag, which has its own bow already. I'll back these all onto that same cream background paper. Right, so we've got that there. And then we've got our little squirrel peeking out of his little home, and we've put on some music ribbon, which I think is just perfect, and that's going to go in there. Just have him peeking over. There we go. All right, so that's going to go in this one. So that one's got more of a green look. and then this one's got more of a blue look, which is pretty much, it's a green undertone there and more of a blue for this one. Okay, lovelies, that's your little project for today. I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope that you give it a go. I'm looking forward to seeing what you make with yours. If you haven't started this journal and you've been thinking about making a journal, then come and do it, because this is going to be a beautiful one and I know that you're going to love it. All right, everybody, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, and if you're able to, hype the video. I really appreciate it. Stay well, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye, everyone.